WBAY TV, your first alert station. Action 2 News This Morning live stream starts now.
Good to have you with us on this busy Thursday morning, and it is snowing out there right now.
Every camera we've looked at, we're seeing the roads covered with snow. Aisha has been tracking it in first alert traffic. We want to start with Steve. Steve, just how much snow are we expected to get during this morning commute?
Well, I saw a report that came into the National Weather Service about 45 minutes ago. On the east side of Green Bay, a half an inch of snow has fallen already, and I'm sure we've gotten a little bit more since then. I think a lot of our totals will be around an inch this morning, which is not a big storm by any shakes, but we're getting not one, but 2 rounds of nuisance snow between now and tomorrow morning. It's our next weather maker. So this morning, snow, slippery travel, about an inch for a lot of folks. And then tonight, some additional snow and maybe a little bit of some freezing mist mixing in, which could cause some slick conditions for the Friday morning drive. We just showed the Manitowoc Sky Camera, which was a wonderful choice because that's where, on First Alert Viper Max, the heaviest snow is. You can see that little blue shading around Manitowoc and Kewaunee counties. So we got some moderate snow lakeside. Green Bay, Fox Cities, there's a few flakes, but we're getting a lull in the precipitation. However, across central Wisconsin, some more snow showers are sliding on through, and they'll pass through from time to time this morning with some additional light accumulation. So this morning, our severe weather outlook is in the low category. You probably can get to go where you gotta go, but you should slow down and give yourself some extra travel time. You gotta increase that following distance between you and other cars. And as the snow falls with a little bit of wind, there might be some reduced visibility from time to time. So snow showers through the morning, and as the precipitation ends midday, there might be just a little bit of some icy mist. Otherwise, the afternoon looks cloudy, but drier and milder with a high of 31 degrees. Here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. Looking at the snow showers coming through, that's 9 a.m. By 1 o'clock this afternoon, most of the flakes are gone. The clouds will not be, though. They'll stay around for this evening. And after Action 2 News at 10 with meteorologist David Ernst, here comes that second round, arriving around and after midnight. Now, that second round of snow is out of here at this time tomorrow morning. But there's going to be a fresh coating on the ground. There might be a couple of slick spots from some icy drizzle that blends in overnight, so just keep that in mind if you're traveling early Friday. But the bottom line is that tomorrow will be drying out and clearing out with a gusty north wind. And here's the snowfall totals we're expecting, especially north and east of the Fox Cities. This morning, an inch or so. We'll tack on a little bit more as we go into tonight. So I think when Friday morning rolls around, most folks will have to shovel about 1 or 2 inches. Tomorrow, we get a gusty north wind. It's going to be howling out there with gusts frequently around at above 30 miles an hour. And guys, guess what that does to our temperatures tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, we're seeing that slide.
Boom, all the way down to the basement. 34 for a morning high tomorrow. Down through the 20s. When people are coming out of work tomorrow evening, yay, the weekend, it's going to be a lot colder. We're going to be falling into the teens. Wind chills will probably be single digits. We will see skies clearing out. So that sets the stage for a much colder weekend. This is your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. 31 today, 34 tomorrow, but we fall through the 20s. And tomorrow, it's going to just feel like a switch in the seasons as we go into the afternoon and evening, because when you wake up Saturday morning, not only is our low near 0, our wind chills will be about 5 to 15 degrees below 0. We get a little bite of Arctic air to start off the weekend. Now, on the bright side, that blast of cold air into the weekend doesn't last very long. We get a little bit of minor reprieve on Sunday despite cloudy skies. We're back up to 28. And then next week, multiple days where highs are in the 30s. A little bit of some minor melting of our limited snowpack, although I do think more accumulating snow is heading our way Wednesday night and into Thursday. But the mild weather next week is probably going to last into the following weekend. February 14th, February 15th, and that, folks, is the opener for the sturgeon spearing season. Highs will likely be in the 30s. A little breezy on Sunday. So that's something that we're going to be definitely watching in the First Alert Weather Center as that unfolds between now and then.
All right, Steve, thank you. Bringing in Aisha now on our Action 2 News this morning live stream. How many times have we said this winter? Doesn't take much snow to create some issues on the roads, right?
Absolutely. And this morning, in the last, I don't know, about half hour or so, I've had about 5 different highway slide-offs, this one included. This is near, I would say, the Freedom Road exit. So it's between Brown and Outagamie County, so County S on I-41. These folks, where we're looking where this car slid off, they're going north. We're looking south right here. You see some of that snow going, and that vehicle actually ended up going in the opposite direction, so they must have spun around. It looks like law enforcement just got there to help them out, and it looks like it's slowing travel down on I-41 going north, so please take it easy this morning. I have another one, Breezewood Lane in the valley. Looks like it's off to the side there. You see some of the flashing lights. Travel is still okay, I-41, but it's picking up going south there. 441 in the valley, I-41. It looks like it's improved, but you see some of that snow that was sticking. We've been seeing our roads getting treated this morning, so make sure that you're giving plenty of space to those road crews who are doing their work. The other one was 172 I-41 in Ashwaubenon, 172 going east from I-41, where another vehicle slid off. So like I mentioned, there's been a few others where vehicles are sliding off the road. We have to watch those bridges and overpasses this morning and just take it easy. Like you said, it doesn't take a whole lot. Road conditions map itself, it started out in green from about 4:30 this morning till about 5, and in the last 20 minutes or so, now we're all in blue. So it changed pretty dramatically and quickly. I have a pink stretch that goes from Maribel, so about the Denmark area, heading into the Lakeshore Manitowoc. That's completely covered. Some of those rural highways, it is sticking to those rural highways, so please take it easy, drive safe. Can't say that enough, guys.
All right, Aisha, thank you. We'll continue watching that. I want to talk now about a Green Bay family raising awareness about the impact that concussions can have, and they're advocating for baseline testing for young athletes.
Kristen Allen is joining us live this morning. Kristen, first, what is baseline concussion testing, and why is this family so passionate about pushing for it?
Baseline concussion testing is a type of evaluation that is done on the brain before concussion actually happens. So it gives you a snapshot of what the brain looks like. And so it tests things like memory, attention span, reaction time, balance, those sorts of things. And then when a concussion may be suspected in an athlete, another evaluation is done. So then you can sort of compare those two results and see where that athlete stands. And it better helps doctors determine what the treatment should be, help minimize any long-term risks, and then when it is safe to eventually return to playing a certain sport. And so this family, the Cruz family, David and Sandy Cruz of Green Bay, they're really pushing for this type of testing because their son Casey, he suffered a concussion at the age of 13 when he was playing hockey, and he had a lot of complications after that, long-term complications, and he passed away in 2024. Unfortunately, he died by suicide at the age of 26. And so this family feels very passionate about more athletes being able to have access to this type of testing so they can minimize those types of risks and complications that their son went through.
They're talking about their personal story. The dad said, you know, if we can help one person, save one person with this awareness. So what are they doing to make sure that more younger athletes are tested?
Well, they've created their own nonprofit in honor of Casey. It's called the Casey D. Cruz Fund. And what they're doing is they are providing access to this testing for athletes in our area. So far this school year, they have been able to provide nearly 100 baseline concussion tests for about 100 at-risk youth in our area. So they're really trying to, as we said, advocate for this, make it available for athletes, again, so nobody has to go through what their son went through and suffering those long-term complications in the wake of a concussion.
Important. Thank you so much. And I know a lot of high schools do the baseline testing, but we know athletes start at a very young age,
and younger now.
right?
Very important.
So yeah, so important. So thanks to that family for talking with us and sharing their story.
Consumer First Alert now, new this morning, a new report from Top Consumer Complaints. And Tammy, these include the scams and the fraud that you track in Consumer First Alert?
Yeah, we got that in this morning, this new report from the state. and they track all of these complaints. They said they got more than 11,800 complaints into the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection last year. So they compiled this whole report, and some of these are the scam reports that I talk about right here. And then there are a lot of complaints about legitimate businesses. So I want to break down this top 10, go a little more in detail for you in our live stream here this morning with you. So take a look. You like lists, right? Maybe one of your complaints is on this list. The #1 complaint, landlord-tenant issues. And there were more than 2,600 people filing complaints about this. This has been the #1 complaint since 2022. And a lot of this, they're saying, these are complaints about maintaining, the apartments, and also security deposit returns. So if you have an issue about that, file a complaint. They're there to help you with this. All right, #2, telemarketing. These are the scams, the spoofed phone calls, the robocalls. And while they're getting a lot of complaints about this, the state told me that they actually feel this is extremely underreported. We know that a lot of times people aren't reporting scams, but one good note I'm going to tell you, they do say that they feel people are recognizing that it's a scam. So what they're hearing from people is they're letting them know about these, but they're saying, I knew it was a scam. I didn't pay any money.
They're watching your Consumer First
I
alerts.
hope so,
That's
right?
what it is.
I hope we're helping in that. All right, #3 top complaint, home improvement. The state says that they actually identified numerous contractors who had to pay back tens of thousands of dollars to consumers. And in some of these cases, these are complaints that they get in and they track them. They might see a pattern. They might see several people complaining about the same contractor, and then they investigate. So that's where your complaints go to work right there. All right, moving up to #4 this year, telecommunications, more complaints about phone and cable. These can be billing issues, things like that. And so that is always frequently on the list. I'm going to tell you that. #5, identity theft. More people reporting that scammers are taking over their accounts, their social media accounts, their financial accounts. They really wanted to stress on this, that you need to protect your accounts, use multi-factor authentication, and never reuse passwords. They know in data breaches, sometimes there are leaks. And if you reuse that password, you're putting all of your accounts at risk. So that's super important on that. All right, let's go on to the bottom 5 here. #6, these are medical service complaints. So these are things about billing disputes and different things involving this. And they wanted to highlight one case here. This was someone who reported to them a dispute. They didn't understand. They had a procedure and then said, whoa, was shocked at the price. So in Wisconsin, it is a disclosure state. Okay, so they have to tell you, no surprise billing here. This person reported to the state, they investigated, and they told us that it saved that person $85,000.
Oh my goodness.
Returned $85,000. Okay, so one case there, but just letting you know that. Okay, #7. Most complain about vehicle repair. More complaints this year about that. Quality of work, delays or charges that people were seeing and complaining about that. #8, vehicle sales. So DATCP says their primary role in investigating this is with advertising and marketing. Anything deceptive there. So if you're seeing something and you're saying, hey, saw this advertised when I went there, didn't match up, so you want to report that. All right, #9, most complaint, travel. This covers airlines, hotels, rentals, billing, refund disputes. There's a lot of things about that. And so if you have any issues about that, report that to Consumer Protection. And then #10. So this one is new to the top 10 list. I noted it there the first time in the top 10 consumer complaints. This is about major appliances. Okay, so they said this is about defective products, billing, disputes with this. So I asked DATCP, how did this get into the top 10 category? They said this year they got more complaints, and it was specifically about a business that closed on short notice, and it was in Rock County, so the southern part of our state. But they said it left a lot of people without the product that they ordered. So important to let them know. I do get a lot of people who will email us or call or, have different issues. And we cover a lot of the scams and the identity theft and the fraud, but sometimes there is, it's a business, they have a complaint about it. And I always refer them, I say, contact Consumer Protection. So we want to share with you that Consumer Protection hotline. They have a hotline, they have people staffing that. It's 800-422 7128. You can also submit a complaint online. We have all this for you at WBAY.com. You look under Consumer First Alert. We put all our stories there. And also the state highlighting that in 2025, they returned $4.2 million to consumers last year. So all of that working together, that is their goal, right? If they see a pattern, we always talk about this in the complaints with a specific company, a business, or a scam, they're going to look into that, and that's why it's so important to report. And I can't stress that enough about reporting to them. So they do a lot of work, and they put it all together. So we're kind of going to go through that, and I'll be breaking that down in my full Consumer First Alert report this week as well.
Gives you something to keep an eye out for as we head into this new year in 2026.
And keep your receipts and all of your documentation. Oh, they stress that. So yeah, so important. All your emails, any of those communications. All right. Okay, let's move on to something fun here. Caption 2 News. We asked you to turn a freeze frame. I know you love this, right? Because it's Emerson's picture.
Look at Emerson.
All right, so we
it's
got
more fun when we're
several
picking
comments,
on Steve.
Right?
We do. We got 3 of them here. So the first, I think our viewers are starting to realize, as Garrett said, they're following along better with the
instructions.
Yeah, because we posted to Facebook, and then they come up with something creative. We know you guys are creative.
The first one is from Emily. The face you make when your athletic trainer says no more soccer or pickleball.
Oh,
So Emily actually was my athletic trainer in high school. I saw that she had.
that's great.
I saw that she had commented and she
Little
follows our
personal
page.
connection
So,
there. Huh?
yeah,
funny.
and I probably did make that face in high school. Ivy, another pickleball one. When you accidentally step into the kitchen knowing you just messed up.
And the kitchen
In
is-
pickleball.
Yeah.
Is that that
you
area in the
can't-
front?
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
step in there.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's
learned
like
something new.
kitchen's lava.
Okay.
And lastly, I like this one from Jenny. Watching a rom-com with your date and trying to not get emotional in front of her.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
You're the one crying.
I just got something in my eye.
Love that. Hey, those weren't too bad.
No, Garrett
Okay.
picked some friendly ones.
Yeah, they weren't all that way.
A lot of people thought I was gassy, apparently, looking through the comment
It
section.
does look like you.
You were
I
one of them.
commented.
Aisha was one of them.
I said
was
we
like,
all
oh.
were fiber in his diet.
I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
I would be lying if I wasn't tempted to make my own and just type in plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is.
It's all good fun, right?
Snakes. I
We're
just
all
don't like-
bound to be a part of this.
Yes.
That was quite the experience. I still don't really need to hold
You did
another
it though.
snake.
You
we
survived.
did it. We
Now you could say you did that.
we did something new. All right. Have a great Thursday, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.